Is the connection with your adult children feeling strained, the warmth replaced by a subtle distance? Are conversations shorter, visits less frequent, leaving you wondering what shifted? It's a painful situation many older parents face. What if I told you that the key to bridging this gap might lie not in grand gestures, but in the everyday words you choose? Today we're delving into 5 specific, seemingly common phrases that can inadvertently poison relationships between elderly parents and their adult children. Pay close attention because phrase number 2 is identified by family therapists as so potentially damaging, it could lead to a permanent rift. Drawing on years of counseling families through communication breakdowns, I've witnessed how these expressions, often uttered without ill intent, can silently dismantle precious bonds. By the end of our discussion, you'll recognize these verbal toxins and learn powerful positive alternatives to help rebuild connection before the distance becomes insurmountable. Consider Harriet, 72. Heartbroken and feeling abandoned, she couldn't grasp why her beloved children had grown distant. Visits felt tense, calls brief. It wasn't until a counseling session revealed the impact of her specific words, common phrases she never realized were hurtful, that things began to change. Eliminating these transformed her family dynamic, restoring warmth and frequency to their interactions. We'll explore the very phrases that nearly cost Harriet her relationship, phrases that might be subtly impacting your own family ties right now. Let's identify these relationship killers and learn how to foster connection instead. Toxic phrase 1. After everything I've done for you. Ever feel a pang of being unappreciated, letting this loaded phrase escape your lips? While understandable relationship psychologists flag this as a potent form of emotional manipulation, Dr. Rebecca Martinez, a leading family therapist, warns, this phrase immediately creates a transactional view of your relationship. It transforms natural parental care into a debt that children can never repay, creating resentment rather than gratitude. It essentially puts love and care on a scoreboard. Take Gregory, 76. Confused by his son's infrequent calls during a rare dinner, he lamented paying for college, saying, "After everything I've done for you, the least you could do is call me once a week." His son's explosive reaction revealed years of resentment fueled by such guilt trips. Gregory was shocked. His attempts at connection were backfiring. Guided by counseling, he learned a healthier approach. Instead of using guilt, try expressing your feelings directly. "I really miss hearing your voice. I'd love if we could catch up more regularly. Would a Sunday call work for your schedule?" This communicates desire without implying obligation. Remember, parenting is a choice, not an investment, demanding returns. Dropping this phrase fosters mutual respect. Toxic phrase 2. Your spouse is turning you against me. Be warned. This accusation is relationship dynamite capable of causing irreparable harm. Experts universally identify this as toxic. Suggesting your child's partner is manipulating them doesn't just attack the spouse, it deeply insults your child's judgment, autonomy, and the foundation of their primary adult relationship. Dr. James Wilson of the Family Systems Institute states, this statement forces adult children to choose between loyalty to their parent or their spouse, a no-win situation. Repeatedly forcing this choice will inevitably damage or destroy the parent-child relationship. Barbara, 68, learned this devastatingly. Constant digs like, "I bet Sarah doesn't want you spending time with me," created immense marital stress for her son. The breaking point came when Barbara publicly blamed her daughter-in-law. Her son initiated an 18-month break during which Barbara missed holidays, birthdays, and the birth of her grandchild. Healing required intense counseling and sincere apologies. Instead of blaming the spouse, try fostering unity. "I value both of you so much. I'm still learning the best ways to be supportive of your family. Could we find more opportunities to connect that work well for everyone?" This respects their partnership and acknowledges their adult life's priority. Toxic phrase 3. In my day, we did things differently. Nostalgic reflection or subtle criticism. This phrase often lands as the latter. While seemingly harmless, This comment can significantly damage rapport with adult children. Communication experts explain it sets up an immediate generational competition, implying modern methods, in parenting career lifestyle, are inferior. Dr. Sophia Chen, studying intergenerational dynamics. Notes: when elderly parents frequently reference their day, they're unintentionally creating distance, positioning them as critics rather than allies. Consider Timothy 74. His helpful parenting advice, often starting with, "In my day," made his daughter feel judged and defensive. Phrases like, "In my day, we didn't have all these complicated safety rules," undermined her confidence. When she finally explained its impact, Timothy shifted his approach. He started asking why things were done differently, showing genuine curiosity. The tension eased, and his daughter became more open to his perspective occasionally. Instead of emphasizing differences, try offering experience optionally. "I'm interested in understanding how you approach this. Would it be helpful to hear what worked for me when you were growing up?" Connection, not correction, should be the goal. Respecting their choices makes them value your perspective more. Toxic. Phrase 4. You never visit. Call me. In moments of loneliness, exaggeration feels true, but words like never or always are relationship roadblocks. Relationship counselors warn these absolute statements are destructive. They distort reality and instantly put adult children on the defensive, creating anxiety around future contact. Dr. Michael Ramirez clarifies, absolute statements like, "You never visit," create a no-win situation. Even if they visited last month, the parent has declared this insufficient. Evelyn, 70, frequently told her daughter, "You never call me." Even after recent contact, her daughter began dreading calls, knowing no amount seemed enough. A friend suggested Evelyn journal family interactions. The reality: her daughter connected 2 to 3 times weekly via calls, texts, or social media. The issue wasn't frequency, but Evelyn's perception. With therapy, she learned to acknowledge specific connections positively. "I really enjoyed our call last Tuesday. Thank you for sending those photos." Instead of making accusations, try expressing needs constructively. "I treasure our time together. I've been feeling a bit lonely lately and would love to find a regular time to connect that works with your schedule. What might that look like?" Acknowledging their busy lives fosters a healthier dynamic than focusing on perceived shortcomings. Toxic. Phrase 5. You'll regret it when I'm gone. Using your mortality as emotional blackmail might get a reaction, but it corrodes trust and pushes loved ones away. Experts identify this phrase as a toxic blend of guilt, manipulation, and fear. Dr. Elizabeth Parker, a gerontologist, explains, when elderly parents invoke their mortality as a threat, they're creating a traumatic association. Rather than motivating more connection, these statements often trigger avoidance. Children try to escape the emotional manipulation, not the parent. Robert, 78, often used lines like, "Someday I'll be gone, and you'll wish you had listened," when faced with disagreement or unavailability. His children began limiting contact, finding the emotional weight unbearable. A confrontation led Robert to realize with professional help that he was expressing legitimate fears of being forgotten, insignificant, destructively. He learned to voice his desire for connection directly, instead of weaponizing mortality. Try expressing genuine sentiment. "These family moments mean so much to me. I hope we can create more memories together in the coming months." This conveys your desire without manipulation. Quality relationships thrive on respect, not fear-based obligation. The hidden danger and the path forward. Why do these seemingly ordinary phrases wreak such havoc? The answer lies in our brain's wiring. What makes these 5 expressions particularly insidious is their commonality. Most parents using them mean no harm. Yet neuroscience research, Dr. E. Jonathan Hayes, Harvard, shows that hearing accusatory or manipulative statements from loved ones triggers a stress response similar to a physical threat. Over time, this fosters an avoidance pattern. The brain learns to limit contact with the source of stress. It's often a subconscious self-protection mechanism, not intentional abandonment. The empowering news. Recognition is the first step to transformation. Consciously replacing these phrases starts the repair process immediately. Transforming your communication style. A practical approach. Changing ingrained habits takes effort. Family therapists recommend this three-step process. Self-awareness. Notice when you're about to use a toxic phrase. What's the underlying feeling? Loneliness, fear, feeling unheard. Identifying the need allows for direct expression. Pause. Feel the urge. Take a deep breath. Consciously choose the healthier alternative you've learned. It might feel awkward initially, but practice builds new pathways. Express feelings and needs directly. Instead of blame, you never state your experience. I feel lonely, and propose a solution. Could we find a time? Remember Patricia, 75. By committing to change, she rebuilt strained relationships. Her children, initially skeptical, responded positively to her consistent new approach. A suggested weekend trip from her daughter, once unimaginable, became a reality. It wasn't that my children didn't love me, Patricia realized. They just couldn't handle the emotional burden of my communication style. Building stronger bonds. Moving forward. Focus on these positive strategies. Express appreciation. Acknowledge how your children do show up. Respect. Boundaries. Recognize their complex lives and priorities. Show interest. Ask about their lives. Avoid making every conversation about your needs or complaints. Offer support without judgment. Be a resource, but respect their autonomy. Create new inclusive traditions. Collaborate rather than clinging rigidly to the past. Implementing these while eliminating toxic phrases builds a foundation of mutual respect and genuine connection. You now know the 5 toxic phrases that can erode relationships with adult children and possess practical, healthier alternatives. It's truly never too late to shift communication dynamics and strengthen bonds. Your relationship can deepen in these later years with conscious effort and adaptation. If you recognize some of these phrases in your own speech, view it not as failure, but as an opportunity. Awareness is key. Choose one phrase today and practice its positive alternative. Change might be gradual, but your children will likely notice the shift towards a healthier dynamic. Did any of these phrases resonate with your own experiences or surprise you? Let me know in the comments which one stood out the most. If you found this advice valuable, please hit the like button and subscribe for more insights on nurturing family relationships in your golden years. Sharing this video could help another family heal.